Hello Musicianship 5, Caitlin and Grumpybach here, coming to you again from my humble abode. So today I was supposed to be in Paris having a nice romantic time at the Louvre with my resident concert pianist, but alas, I am here. So, in honour of my cancelled trip to Paris, today we are going to do a class on Debussy and French Impressionism. My apologies if Monsieur Leaf Blower outside is disrupting you. It's disrupting my brain. Oh, there's more of them. Oh. So, grab a croissant, get comfy, and let's get impressionist. So, Impressionism is a term that was borrowed from 19th century French painting. Now, the French element of this is very important, hence the beret. Impressionism was first used to describe Monet's Sunrise. Now, this is a painting from 1873. The term Impressionism was later used to not only categorize paintings, but also music. Examples of Impressionism in art include Manet, Degas, Pissarro, Renoir and Cézanne. Impressionism was first used to describe music in 1887, and this was a term that was used to attack Debussy's piece Printemps. This is French for spring. It's important that whilst now we know Impressionism as just a descriptive word for this school of music and art in France, this was not a term that was used to be nice at the time. It was meant to be a bit of an insult from the critics to the artists themselves. Debussy hated being called impressionist, even though today this is one of the main descriptive words used to describe his music. So, Printemps was written as a follow-up to his win at the Prix de Rome. This is a very big composition competition. He had won and had to write a follow-up piece in the coming years to kind of prove that he'd deserved to win. Then the performance and commission of this piece was part of the prize for the competition. Debussy didn't look back fondly on the piece, writing that, "At the time I was a Wagnerian to the point of forgetting the simple rules of courtesy. The idea I had was to compose a work in a very special colour, which should cover a great range of feelings. It is to be called Printemps, not as a descriptive printemps, but a human one." So, this is important. The rest of Europe at the time, in terms of music, was completely taken over by Wagner. Everyone was going nuts about Wagner. He'd kind of pushed tonal harmony to its limits whilst still remaining functional. And this was a great feat for kind of the very end, the peak of the Romantic period. However, not everyone liked Wagner's music. They thought it was a bit too big, it was kind of ghastly, and obviously whilst Wagner's music was very important, Wagner's personality and way of thinking was not. We've talked about this a little bit before. I'm probably going to do a video on Wagner because it's a very interesting case of great composer, horrible man, should we listen to his music. But for now, Debussy liked Wagner in his early period when he'd just begun writing, but later on kind of dismissed it as this big ghastly thing written by a nasty man. At the time of writing Printemps, however, Debussy's music was very much inspired by Wagner and his operas. So not only does this piece play with an unusual use of colour here meaning the use of orchestration and harmony put together, notably here the use of a piano and a harp in the same orchestral piece, which at the time was quite peculiar. Don't you just love that awkward moment when your SIM card runs out of space and doesn't tell you for 10 minutes? Oh, where were we? So, not only is the combination of piano and harp strange in an orchestral piece, not only from this era but just in general, the sections of muted brass and the high solos in the wind also make the colour of this piece really quite novel for the time it was written. The work itself led people to question the authority of academic values. Now, what does this mean? So what academics and critics really valued at the time were the German school and its musical values. So Wagner. The German way of thinking was that harmonically, all music must resolve or return to the tonic or solve the musical problem that it has set out to solve on its journey. So, Bach. Debussy, however, does not think like this. In Debussy's music, the hierarchy of tonality, this being that chord 1 is the most important, then chord 5, then chord 4, and then the secondary chords, this has been completely eliminated. This is not how Debussy thinks, and what Debussy and the Impressionists try and put in their music is a completely equal, level pegging playing field between the importance of chords. No chord is more important than the other. The hierarchy has been disbanded. Instead, Debussy promotes more French values in his music. French values being decoration, pleasure, and beauty in music. So each chord has its own independence, and the listener is supposed to take pleasure in its event instead of kind of craving it to resolve somewhere. You just want to lay back, relax, and enjoy the sound, instead of being on the edge of our seats going, oh, where are we going to resolve to now? Which Wagner basically does for 3 hours straight. But as an example, we are going to look at Debussy's Nuages. This is from his 3 nocturnes for orchestra and was written in 1899. Let's have a look at the opening of the piece. So the piece opens with oscillating fifths and thirds. Picking it apart, we have B and F sharp, C sharp and E, again B and F sharp, B flat and D, A and E, then A sharp and C sharp. So this is not really in a key. We could vaguely associate it with B minor, but this is not how Debussy's thinking of it. Whilst the changing chords are giving an illusion of movement, there is not actually any movement in terms of harmonic pull going on here. So why is this?